Hey everyone, Stacie Koroly here, and with me are my business partners, Ed Gomez in Pennsylvania, and also newly just joined eXp, Rob Hansen from New Jersey. And we're going to talk for a little bit about what it was like for our journeys, why we decided, and each person's going to say something different as to why we really joined eXp. And that's what I love about our company, because you could get someone, numerous dozens of people, and each person says something different. So I'll start first. I was with Berkshire Hathaway for over 18 years, very happy. And towards the end, I started to look at other brokerages just so I could see what their models were, with really not even thinking that I was going to leave, but I wanted to do my due diligence. And I saw the other options out there, and once I saw eXp, I literally joined, and I told you, Ed, in 60 seconds. Yeah. And I joined because, not because of stock or revenue share. The stock was at like $5 a share. I joined because of the support and the people that I met across the country. So David Golden, Rosie Rodriguez, Rick Jihad, Brent Gove, these people are my partners and my friends. The support that I received, I never knew what it was like, because I never had it before. So that was the reason that I joined, and every year just keeps on getting better for me. I've been with it for over 3 years. And in Pennsylvania, there were a couple hundred agents when I joined. There were 15,000 in eXp. That was 2018. You shoot to today, there's over 73,000 agents and growing. Literally 900 to 1,100 a month are going.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It is. It's fun. It's exciting. It's exhilarating. And where I was in my career, I was burnout. I didn't feel like I didn't have the same zip. So that was my story. And I was friends with Ed. I had always revered him. I don't even know if we had I don't know if we had a transaction. I'm like, God, I got to work with this guy. I really like him. And for months I would talk to you, and you didn't hang up, which was great.
Right.
But you said something earlier. You said, I never do anything without
planning.
Without planning. Yeah, what happened?
I did my research. I went into eXp and looked at what it was about. And I like to look at eXp as it's a broker for the realtors. That's the ultimate reason why I changed. I went to eXp. I have the freedom to run my own business. I make more money. There's more income streams. So all those things put together. And I have a retirement program. So those are the reasons why I switched over to eXp.
Ed is very methodical, much more than I, because I did it split second. It was like, I am ready. Ed took his time. Some agents do and some don't.
That's the way I am.
It's smart though. You did your due diligence.
Absolutely.
And then, and now we have Rob Hansen, whose story is incredible. So I knew Rob from years ago. I would see him at these Berkshire functions. Really nice guy. I never thought that our paths would cross again.
Yeah.
And what happened is nothing. It's your story to tell. It's not mine.
Yeah.
So let's hear it.
I was a top producing agent, and I had just had my second kid. And my wife, I came home one Sunday afternoon, and my wife said, "Listen, we have to make a change because you're out every night and all weekend, and I can't raise the kids by myself." So the natural thing for me and a lot of agents is to get into management. So after I left about 10 years ago, I left my sales career behind and I got into management. So I just walked away from a 6-figure salary, and I'm not being compensated by eXp for what I'm about ready to accomplish, right? And
so wait a minute, I gotta stop you there. You had a full-time job.
Full-time job as a manager of an office, and in my career, this was the thing. Over 10 years, it being in management, you have to know all the business models that you're competing with, because your big job is to recruit and bring agents in. And there were a couple glaring things that I saw. One of those was, over 10 years, things have changed. Things have dramatically changed in the brokerage business. It's to the point where the traditional brokerages are going to have a struggle to survive, right? And then the other thing is like, I have to believe in the model that I'm recruiting to, and once I couldn't in my heart bring someone over and say this is the best option for you,
Right.
I had to make a change.
Right.
That it was that simple. The one thing that I would see over 10 years is you would have agents whose basically business has retired and they haven't. They didn't have a financial plan. There was no compensation for them at the end. And the big thing about the eXp model is that there's a residual income piece. There's stock options. There's
Right.
multiple ways to earn money,
Yeah.
so that when you get to the end of your career, you can go out with dignity. You don't have to scrape and claw for those few deals so that you can pay your bills. So.
It's a different story and really interesting to me because I can't wrap my head around agents like us. So we're at 100% commission. We don't get paid until settlement.
Right.
That's the way it is. And we knew it when we accepted the job. You have this good thing going. You get paid every 2 weeks. It's a 6-figure salary. What made you, because that's gutsy, I got to tell you.
Well, I believe in myself.
Right.
First off, and I believe in our partnership, and I believe in the model. So when you have that belief, there's nothing that's going to prevent me from not achieving beyond what I could. And the one thing, Warren Buffett has a quote that says, if you don't figure out a way to earn money while you sleep, you will die in your job. And when I read that, I worked for Warren Buffett companies for nearly 10 years, and as in management, I wasn't offered that, right? At eXp, they offer you that. So they're walking the walk. And to me, that gives me the opportunity to have a lifestyle where I can be home with my kids and where my wife doesn't have to, work 80 hours a week. And we can have a great life, and we can live with the residual part of the income.
Yeah.
I love that you said that because each one of us said something different. With that Warren Buffett quote, I was the agent, and I remember begging my manager, can we please have something where an agent has the ability to buy a share of stock at no discount, just to have that piece and be like, I own a part of this company, and we couldn't do it, and they said it'll never be done. And then once I saw eXp, I'm like, that is it.
Yeah.
And that's all she wrote.
Okay.
The pandemic has changed things. The thing is that eXp is a cloud-based model, and there are some offices. You guys have offices, and some agents like to work at offices, and we will have offices in New Jersey too. But the pandemic has changed it to where offices were closed.
Right.
But the business was crazy busy, and the agents have all learned how to work remotely now.
That's right.
They're all cloud-based.
Yeah.
So the model's now more attractive to everyone.
Yeah. That's one of the things I like about it. You have the choice. You can be as traditional as you want, or you could be in the cloud completely.
Yeah.
Wherever you're at. That's one of the things that...
Yeah. I have to say, I've seen all the models and all the technologies because I've been recruited when I was a top agent, and eXp by far, hands down, right now has the best technology that I've seen out there. It's easy to use, it's simple, it's not complicated, and anyone can do it, so.
I don't consider myself a tech person at all, and Rob, you're right. If I can do it, anyone can do it. It is, you upload all paperwork, and if you have a question, even though we're cloud-based, we can get a hold of someone faster in the world, in Workplace, which is a faction of Facebook or Meta, and ironically we have a Meta world now, in addition to the regular way that other people communicate.
Yeah.
So we have 5 different ways of communicating with people and getting answers immediately. Now I want to shift this, because you are not the only manager that gave up a full-time job, that saw this brokerage and platform. And how did you, I got to say this, how did you hear about eXp?
So about 8 or 9 years ago, I don't know exactly how long ago, but someone sent me these videos about the model. At the time, there were 400 agents.
Okay.
And actually love the model, but my wife had just given me the ultimatum, so I really
Get a real
did
job.
it. Yeah, get a real job.
400 agents in all of eXp.
400 agents in all of
I would
eXp.
pay.
Wow.
Oh,
And I really didn't do a deep dive on the model because if I loved it, I was stuck where I was and I was only going to be frustrated. I love helping people, and the one part of this, when you change companies, it can be rough, right? The going from one system to another system, as most of us have been long-term
Scary.
agents, right?
It's
scary.
overwhelming.
Definitely overwhelming.
And the beauty part of this, and I really appreciate this is from you, is that you guys have been with eXp for quite some time, and all the people who we're bringing on board, you are onboarding them, and it's seamless, so you know where to get answers, you know how to show us to do things, and it's got us up and running in hours, not weeks or months, hours. So thank you guys for that.
at any time, and that's another video because that is, I think, earth-shattering, and it's a game changer for anybody that's looking at the eXp.
Yeah,
What do they
absolutely.
get? Value proposition, totally different. But you talked to someone years ago, it wasn't the right time. Then you talk to someone else that is also a manager.
I talked to Jim, my good friend Jim. Jim and I don't want to say we were frustrated in our jobs, but we have big ideas for our offices and for growth, and we were stifled. We couldn't, the analogy is we're on a huge ship and the turning radius is so long and painful that we couldn't just operate stealth and quickly, and we were losing agents and great people. And somehow we started talking, and neither one of us would say what we were thinking about, and then all of a sudden one of us said it, and we were like, oh, thank God somebody said it, because somebody said eXp, and the rest is history.